Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are doing more on the U.S. Constitution. Today we'll be looking at the first of the amendments of the U.S. Constitution. In the book I've been using to read these from, it's got articles in addition to and amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, proposed by Congress and ratified by the several states, um, pursuant to the fifth article of the original Constitution. So it's pointing out these are the amendments made that the fifth, that Article 5 helped set up the ability to do so. And this First Amendment, Amendment 1, 1791. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of, of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So let's break that down. The very first thing, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Essentially saying there can be no laws saying this is the national religion, but we shall not prevent anyone from worshiping their God in the U.S. Their God or gods, be they mono or polytheistic. But yeah, basically saying we will not be a religious nation, but those who wish to worship shall not be prohibited from doing so. And that's essentially what it says. Or abridging the freedom of speech, basically you have a right to say whatever you wish that doesn't put others in danger. The government can't prevent you from saying something that someone may not like. Now, if you're like spending time, if you're in the at the point, if you're working in the business during your time working, the company can have some sway on what you're allowed because it's often based on what they want in their reputation. So, but the government can't. Um, or of the press. Freedom of the press. There's not supposed to be any squashing of stories by the government, preventing of running certain articles or anything like that. You have the right, if you are the press, to broadcast whatever. Uh, any news, or the right of the people to peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So, as long as it's peaceful, you have the right to protest. Because that's assembling and protesting the government, or uh, basically petitioning the government for a redress of your grievances. That is what a protest is. And often many people go, well, what about those who are violent? Like with the Black Lives Matter protest here recently. There are some, not a huge amount, that were violent. I believe the ones who were violent lost their right to protest. Those who weren't violent their right to protest should not be infringed upon, at least in my view. Because as long as you're doing it, in a peaceful manner, there's no need to do what we heard of, kidnapping protesters into unmarked vehicles, attacking them like they're gangs and hoodlums. No, they're protesting. But yeah, that's essentially what the First Amendment says. And the fact that there are states trying to even put in anti-protest laws into place, those won't hold. Or at least they better not hold. Because you hear many that cry about the Second Amendment, but I value the First Amendment far more. Because it deals with a lot more. Because having guns to defend yourself does not matter if your right to protest, your right to speech, and a free press have been taken away. That means nothing. So, yeah. It's why they are together, because they're supposed to help each other. That's why we do have this, what's called the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. But we'll be going over Article 2, not Article 2, Amendment 2 in the next video. But that'll be it for now. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.